What's up, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of the LocoCast. I am your host, Elijah, aka Loco Lizard Man, and today's topics include my impressions of Green Hell VR, Yakuza 3, and Ninja Gaiden Black 2, that game. A brief update on my book and movie goals of the year, and my thoughts on the Xbox Developer Direct games that were shown off, as well as a few other little news tidbits. To start with some housekeeping, if you enjoy the show, the biggest thing you can do is share it or give a review, rate it, anything like that is wonderful. If you want to support even further, head on over to my Twitch at twitch.tv LocoLizardMan, where I stream weekly and drop a sub. If you have Amazon Prime, you get a free sub every month that Amazon doesn't tell you about. Now, to get into the meat and potatoes of the show, we'll start with my impressions. First off, Green Hell VR. A big thank you to the PR for sending me a copy. I'd just like to make it aware and open. This brings me into another thing. Now, on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/retromodernelijah, there is now a Let's Play series up, the first episode, for Green Hell VR. So, by the way, that will be bi-weekly. As of right now, the podcast is bi-weekly, so it is alternating weeks. And it will also go up on Wednesdays. I'm going to put that out there. I am very tired. I have a lack of sleep, so I'm going off of really random energy right now, so that's what you're getting. Green Hell VR. Green Hell is a survival adventure game where you play as a man stuck in the jungle trying to, without spoiling anything, something happens to your wife right at the beginning. You get stranded, you're stuck in the middle of the jungle, and the whole goal of the game is stay alive and discover what is going on. It plays very similar to the non-VR version. I never get into survival games. That's not my thing. But Green Hell, for some reason, really sunk its teeth into me. No pun intended, because there are creatures, like animals, that will try and eat you. It really sunk its teeth into me, and the VR version has done the same. Very fluid movement, everything feels natural, the crafting feels right. They did such a good job of making you feel like you are trying to survive in the jungle. It's a fantastic game, and the transition from flat screen to VR has worked so well in its favor. Next up, we're going to go to Yakuza 3. I'm not very far in, only on chapter 3 at the moment, but Yakuza 3, and I will say I'm playing the remastered version that came out for modern consoles. It is definitely a little tough to go back to, since Zero, Kiwami, and, I should say, specify Kiwami and Kiwami 2 are remakes of 1 and 2, and Zero was a new game that released in 2017. Going back to 3, which is from 2006, 7, something like that. I mean, it's remastered, yes, but it definitely feels rough compared to a lot of the previous games, since they are newer versions of those games. But it's still Yakuza. Great characters. And so far, the story has me very intrigued. But I will say, it seems to be going a little slow. But I don't know how many chapters there are, so maybe I'm just still very early. Ninja Gaiden Black 2. Ninja Gaiden 2 Black. I don't remember what they call it on the Developer Direct stream, but that game. I'm a fan of the Ninja Gaiden series. I have played 1, and I apparently dabbled in 2 before, and I just don't remember it. but I've played 1 a number of times throughout the years. Ninja Gaiden 2, it is a remake, which I didn't realize for a little while until I'm like, this game looks too good to be a remaster. No, it is a remake of Ninja Gaiden 2. It looks beautiful. It is a gorgeous game. The characters are very full of life. I would say lifelike, but they're very full of life. The combat is just as tight as ever. Apparently, this remake is a mixture of the original version of Ninja Gaiden 2 and the Sigma version that released later on Vita and PS3, where stuff that they took out for Sigma is added back in, stuff that wasn't in the Sigma one is still in this one, and some of the bad of both of them have been taken out. So I saw some people are complaining about the game, about, a couple things, but it is a fantastic remake. It is a fantastic way to play this game. The biggest complaint I have so far is the camera. It can be rough, which I can't even complain about it being an old game since it's a remake. The camera can be a little rough sometimes, but that's one of the only complaints I have so far. And I will say, I'm playing on normal difficulty. It is challenging. Almost every fight I get into was... a couple of them, I came out on the other side with barely any health left. And the first boss, I didn't think I was going to make it through that one at first. I managed to in the end, but oh boy, it was challenging. I can't wait. Honestly, as soon as I'm done recording this, I'm heading back to more Ninja Gaiden. I mean, I should continue Yakuza right now, but I'm heading back to more Ninja Gaiden. A quick update on my book and movie goals for the year. I promised I'd keep updated. Books. I wanted to read 10 pages a day. It is the 27th, which would get me at 270 pages. Good news, I just finished the Alan Wake book, which was 305 pages. Hell yeah. So I'm going to get started on my next book. My next book, I am about halfway through, because I was reading it before, and it just fell off reading for some reason. It's called Spin the Dawn. It is not my normal kind of book, but it has had my attention the entire way through. I didn't drop it because I didn't like it. I dropped it because I just stopped reading for a while. I don't know why. I can't explain it. Movie goals. If you remember, my goal was to see the equivalent of one new to me movie a week. So 52 by the end of the year. In the past 2 weeks, my count is now up to 10. It was at 2 because I had started with Baby Driver and then Interstellar. I'm now at 10 because I've seen Sonic 3, The Gentleman, Hitman Agent 47, Nosferatu, Back in Action, Boy Kills World, The Mist, and Searching. So a whole bunch of new-to-me movies. I'm up to 10, so I have a very good feeling, I'm going to smash that goal. So far, the goals are looking pretty good. With the gaming goals I have, to specify, the real goal will be to complete 3 games a month. So I've completed 2 of said games, which were Unusual Warlords and Yakuza Kiwami 2. Now, why that's only 2, I have been playing one every stream, except for like half a stream so far this year, has been the inarguably longest game on the list, which is Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. So, while that's not technically a game I've beaten, once I beat that, I'll be able to beat games a lot more easily on stream and such. So, it'll probably be, well, it'll end up being 3 this month. Let me just leave you on a tease there. But with a good chunk done from another of the games. All goals coming together so incredibly well. Now on to the news. This past week, yes, it is Monday now. My days have run together. This past week, we had an Xbox developer _ direct, where they will take studios and do deep dives into the games they are making. Surprisingly, they showed the unannounced game first. But oh boy, was it the game for me. Ninja Gaiden 4. Coming supposedly this fall. Whenever a studio announces a game release date, it doesn't matter if it's just a year or a window like that, or even if they would have put, I don't know, November 10th or whatever. I don't believe them. Until a game is currently out and downloaded on my console, or the copy is in my hand, I don't believe release dates. So supposedly we'll see fall this year. But oh my god, Ninja Gaiden 4. Yes, I'm so excited. Now, it is being made by Platinum Games. I have a love-hate relationship with Platinum Games, where generally their gameplay is the worst parts of the game to me. And they have more misses than hits for me, personally. But I have faith in this since Koei Tecmo is doing part of it, like the story, if I'm not mistaken. But I have a little more faith than normal in this version, or in Platinum this time. You know, going off how well they did with Nier Automata. I don't know which way you say the title of that game. I've said it so many times, and I say it both ways. It's just which way I'm going to say it this day. Just, I don't know. Go Magic 8 Ball. I don't know what I'm saying right now. But Platinum Games, love-hate, but I've got a good feeling about this one. It looks great. We will see about the release date. Now, I already talked about Ninja Gaiden Black 2, Ninja Gaiden 2 Black. That game also announced, stealth dropped out that day. Hence the reason I'm playing it. Next, they showed off South of Midnight. A game I was very skeptical about. And a game that had me saying, I don't think this is a game for me. Before the developer direct. I was saying, South of Midnight, I don't know. It just doesn't do something for me. This developer direct, South of Midnight, I will have Game Pass day one. I can't wait to play that game. The whole idea of it being based on Southern legend, Southern lore, that isn't in books. It's passed down verbally through word of mouth, through the ages, through families. I love that so much. The game, the art style is beautiful. I love the stop motion animation of the world. The creature design looks great. The music sounds awesome. This game went from, it's not for me, to day one, I can't wait to play this game. It's as simple as that. The next one they showed off was Clair Obscur Expedition 33. I didn't watch this portion. Not because I don't think the game doesn't look good, but because I saw the first trailer, and immediately I'm like, yeah, I'm in. I don't want to see any more. I'm in. I'm all in. So I just skipped over that portion because I don't want to see more. I don't need to see more. I know it has a release date now. I'm in. I'm good. I'm playing it. I can't freaking wait for that game. The last one they showed off was Doom: The Dark Ages. Now, some people might not know, when it comes to Doom, I am an offbeat Doom fan. And what I mean by that, Doom 3 is my favorite Doom game. And Doom 2016, that everyone knows and loves, I think is one of the worst and most boring games I have ever played. Now, I hear Doom Eternal is different. Now, when I say, let me rewind a little bit. When I say about worst and most boring games I've ever played, the story was basically non-existent in Doom 2016. And that, for me, was a big problem. Because it was there, but it was like, oh, Doomslayer just doesn't listen. You just keep doing your thing. That doesn't do anything for me story-wise. And it was boring because the entire game was just, all right, here are enemies, shoot and kill them. Okay, but why are we... It doesn't matter, just here's some more, shoot and kill them. Okay, but yeah, what if it doesn't matter, here's some more, just shoot... I'm like, all right, this is just boring. Apparently, Doom Eternal is a little different in that there's more story to it, more lore, which is a big thing for me. And there's more movement stuff in it. This game looks interesting to me. And I'm hoping... I'm not going to play it right away, I'll be honest about that. But I'm hoping I hear some good things about how they do the story. Because the combat, again, looks good. It's not... The problem was never the combat looked bad or felt bad. It just was boring because that was all that was. And it looks like this game may be fixing some of my problems with it. We shall see. I don't know. But I'm going to keep my eyes peeled on this one. This might be the Doom game to kind of get my interest back into Doom. We shall see. Now, the last two little news stories I'm going to talk about, I'm just a few brief sentences, basically. First off, it was announced we are getting a new Resident Evil movie. Zach Krager, who directed and I believe wrote, maybe he just directed, I'm not sure, but he was a vital part of the 2022 horror film Barbarian, which I've never seen. I do want to watch it because of, I saw about this news and it makes me want to watch this movie. Will be writing and directing an upcoming live-action Resident Evil film, kicking off a reboot of the iconic zombie franchise's cinematic presence. Now, apparently, this has sparked a bidding war with major studios such as WB and Netflix, trying to get the rights for it. I want to have cautious optimism. He's like, I love all of the Resident Evil movies. They're not exactly good. So make of that what you will. I want to hope this will be better. So I guess we'll just see. That's all I really have. I want it to be good. I want a good Resident Evil movie so bad. One that is liked by more people than basically just me. The next little tidbit of news that very much excites me. Sega has updated the trademark for Skies of Arcadia. If you know me, you know that Skies of Arcadia Legends is one of my all-time favorite JRPGs. And it's stuck on the GameCube. And not only is it stuck on the GameCube, but to get a copy of the game on the GameCube, I'm currently looking up right now. The price has gone down a little bit. It's now at $144 for a complete copy. Sega, if you hear this plea, I beg of you, please bring back specifically the Legends version in a new way to play this game, a new way for new audiences to experience this game for the first time. I beg of you, I want to play Skies of Arcadia Legends again so bad. Let me play it on new hardware. Let me hang out with Vice, and I never learned the proper way to say her name, but Aika is how I've always pronounced it. Again, and explore the skies, being sky pirates. Please, Sega. This game needs to be played by more people. It's too good to be left to rot in the wasteland of the GameCube. Or the Dreamcast if you want to play the original version. GameCube version is definitely far superior from what I've heard. Please. Please. Now, the very last tidbit of news for today. It's not even a news thing. The Fantasy Game Critic League is back alive again. And we had our draft yesterday. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excuse me, 9 teams. There are 9 teams currently. I don't know why I said currently as if there's going to be more. There are 9 teams in the league, and I was the 8th pick. My team so far, as of the draft, is Ghost of Yote, which I want to have hope that comes out this year. Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii, and Citizen Sleeper 2 Starward Vector. We did do a counter pick, and I want you to remember, my counter pick in no way... I'm trying to be objective. I'm starting this because the game I counter picked, is a game I'm very excited to play. I'm trying to be objective and like, what game could score less than others? And I decided on South of Midnight. I think the length, 10 to 12 hours, might kind of factor into the score. Not the art style, but like the stop motion animation of it, I feel like might turn some people off. I feel like South of Midnight is going to be more of an acquired taste. So I went with that one. Again, I don't want it to be bad or fail or anything. I just went with what I had to counter pick something. And I felt so bad. But I am the reigning champ of the Fantasy League. I need to get that crown again. Be a repeat winner. And we'll see how that goes. I need to find this year's Balatro to pump me up further. But that is everything I have for today. Remember, go listen to that little review episode I did for Yakuza Kiwami 2 and Metro Awakening. And I'm thankful for everyone who takes the time out of their day to listen and be a part of all of this. I am starting to... I was going to say plot, but that sounds dastardly. I'm starting to plan bigger things for the podcast. I'm starting to plan it to have more support going forward. What I mean by that, a better flow. So honestly, the fact that I even came up with a chart for how I'm doing the episode tonight is astounding, because I haven't done that in ever. So the podcast will start to get a little more of a flow go into them. And I'm going to build this into something even bigger and better. And I need your help. So if you are listening to this, let me know, what things can I do better? What things do you like that, you say, hey, make sure to keep doing this? Different stuff like that. Let me know your opinions, your thoughts, because it really helps make the show better. It will help make it so more people want to listen, which can only make the show even better after that. It'll just keep getting better and better. And yeah, I love doing this, and I just want to say thank you to all the listeners out there. So until next time, good night, listeners. Good night.